um, you know, I have an entire summer to train and prepare again, and that's my motivation, right? You know, um, to prove him next year what I'm capable of and what I know I'm capable of. So I think I just use this as fire and for the summer and work on my game and work on every aspect I can and come back ready to go.
Do you feel like there was any aspect to your game that you moved forward in this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think this season for me it was just kind of a teeter-totter, just kind of back and forth. I feel like I'd get some confidence here and then lose it, get it back and lose it. So I think for me it's just kind of a mindset to kind of trust the player I am and trust what I do well, and kind of try to build my game from there. I think I kind of started to lose myself as a player, and the foundation that I had is what I do well. And I think moving forward, I just need to kind of get back to the ground roots of what I think I am as a player and the things I do well. So.
Was the year a bit of a whirlwind, Tanner? Like your first time father, you get hurt, and you're trying to prove yourself. Can you maybe just take us through how long of a year it was?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think I think it's just an adjustment period, right? So it's like you said, first time father, trying to balance everything. So I think it'll be good to kind of have a reset and then kind of just go full force, focus on the future, and just take it at that approach.
Tanner, you mentioned the injury. Obviously, it kept you out for quite a long time. Was it the kind of injury that even after you came back, it was still bothering you, or were you pretty much good by the end?
Yeah, I mean, when you have injuries, it could still linger on, or could never feel 100% again. You don't know what it's going to feel like, but I felt like I was in a good spot, and I felt good to play. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. But yeah, I've felt as good as I could possibly feel.
Was it nice, at the very least, to get in those few games at the tail end of the year? There was the long period of time where you were scratched, and it wasn't clear if you were going to be able to get back in. So was it nice to at least close out the season, maybe not on a high note in terms of production, but at least having those games?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, anytime you get to play in the NHL, it's an honor and it's a privilege to be able to do it. So, I try to take advantage of the last couple of games we had and just, just work hard. I knew that this season kind of wasn't going for me the way I thought it would, and I feel like offensively, kind of wasn't making plays or doing anything that I feel I can do. I don't know if that's due to confidence or just being out for a substantial amount of time and trying to get the feeling back. But yeah, just to be out there again and be out there, like with Bronner for his last game and just be with the guys. Yeah, you're not going to take that for granted.
Is there a concern on your part? Obviously, as you said, you're under contract for another year. You'll be in camp, barring some type of move or whatnot. But is there a concern that you won't get a fair shake in camp because of the way that John Tortorella maybe feels about your game?
No, I think, I mean, everyone has opinions, but I think if, I come out and I have a good camp and they're evaluating the camp, obviously they're going to evaluate some of last year. That's even more of, why I got to come out next year and, prove to them and the organization that I'm worth keeping and worth having around. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day, this season's over. You might look back at it, a couple games or whatever it be, certain stretches. But I think next year's a new year. So, yeah, just got to be prepared for next year.
Tanner, you
Get
mentioned.
back to the start of the season. Opening night against the Devils. Start out the game, fourth line center, actually Torts moved you up in the game. You were playing with Frosty's line on the wing, and actually set up a really nice goal and played there the rest of that game. I think you were there for the next game or two before you moved back down again. And then I think the game where you got hurt was actually probably your best game of the season up to that point. So do you feel there were little pockets where you're showing, there are things you can do and contribute in the lineup, and it just kind of injury or this or that kind of got in the way?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's difficult to say, You try to play your best every night, and, some nights you might not be feeling it. Some nights, you can have all the excuses, but at the end of the day, we get paid to do, entertainment. It's a sport, But, yeah, I think it was just a tough year, like you said. I was at certain times I felt good, and then something would happen. And then, at certain points I felt like I didn't know what kind of player I was, So it just, I think, goes back to I kind of just got to clean up my mindset and kind of focus on what I do well and kind of get back to that.
Tanner, you talked about losing yourself as a player at times throughout the season. When you are playing to your identity, what does that look like, and what elements of your identity do you want to show more of going into next season?
Yeah, I think like my offensive ability, I think like being able to make plays, I think I've done it at times, but at other times it's just non-existent. I don't know if it was just scared to try and make plays or what be it, But I think my defensive game, I think at the end of the year, I think I was just out of shape. I think I was chasing the puck a little bit. And I think defensively, I think I'm a good defensive player. I'm good with my stick, and I'm good positionally, and I know how to read plays. So I think just kind of taking a step back and just taking a breath and kind of reflecting on myself and just realizing the type of player I am.
When we were talking to, I believe it was Morgan earlier, he talked about the camaraderie that, a lot of the young guys had and just wanting to root for each other. How much does that help when, obviously maybe they're not going through the same situation, but just similar situations and trying, to prove yourself to a new coaching staff to the organization? How much does it help to have those guys to bounce off of?
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially throughout this year, like everyone said, it's kind of a evaluation year, guys are getting scratched here and there, guys are, getting benched, guys are in and out of the lineup, so it's just everyone's kind of going through similar things, everyone's being evaluated, and I think, like you said, it's just kind of, it's easier to talk about it, to the guys and stuff and kind of see where guys are at, but yeah, you can lean on guys and stuff, but at the end of the day, I think you kind of got to look at yourself in the mirror and, try to get yourself out of whatever you're dealing with.